What's up, y'all? Malcolm Reed here from How to Barbecue Right. When you're in the Chattanooga area and you're looking for barbecue supplies, you got to check out my buddy Steve's Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply. And Steve and his staff have all your outdoor grilling, smoking, live fire cooking supplies. You can find my killer hog stuff there, plus a ton of other cool stuff. So y'all stop in and see Steve. Tell him Malcolm sent you.
The Owl's Nest Barbecue Show is brought to you by Smokin' Brother Pellet Cookers, the highest quality and built right here in the USA. Brought to you by Pit Barrel Cookers. The best barbecue taste you can get comes from the PBC. We're brought to you by Continental Tires since 1871, by the Poultry Chicken Rod, and by the Napoleon Kettle. Everybody has a good time cooking on the Napoleon Kettle Grill. Now, here's Pete, Steve, and Cameron.
All right, everybody. Good Tuesday night. I'm Steve Ray. With me over there is Cameron Parker. Pete, Cameron, is at a birthday party.
Yeah.
His son-in-law is turning 31 today.
Sounds to me like he needs to get his priorities in line.
Well, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. However, in honor of you, they've gone to the Japanese restaurant in Hickson.
In Hickson? Which one?
Ichiban? Is that such a thing?
Oh, do they go to Ichiran?
Yeah,
Ichiran. I think there's an Ichiran in Hickson.
And of course, our special guest, David Hussey, is with us. David, good to see you.
Hi guys.
We're gonna get to you in just a minute. Okay. But first, we got a couple things we got to talk about. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Pit Barrel Cooker, in stock at Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply. We've got the classic, we've got the extra large, and we've got the small one, all in stock. And plus, we've got the accessories too. And we've also got the Badger Barrel. And Cameron, that's your cue to talk about good things about the Badger Barrel.
Ooh, boy, that Badger Barrel, man. That, I'm telling you, in terms of like value per dollar for what you get out of that thing, I mean, I don't know that you can beat it. I mean, I think Badger Barrel was running a promotion on them and everything. What have you got them for at your store right now, Steve?
$249.
See, that's amazing. I mean, what you get with those things, the fact that it's in two pieces, you can pull that top part off while you've got your meat hanging, and then drop it down on the hibachi right over the coals there, and get your sear in the same device. Dude, it's unbeatable.
David, this is something that you'll be interested in too. Just a second.
The Pit Barrel Cooker. It just works every time. Every time. Available at Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ottawa.
That's right. The Pit Barrel Cooker available at the Owl's Nest Barbecue Supply in Ottawa. Jeff Maxwell joined us. Jeff bought a pit barrel today for a family member. Number five.
Nice.
You've only got 4 more to buy, Cameron. You'll catch up. David, you'll be interested in the Pit Barrel Cooker. I'll have to show it to you one day.
Yeah, they look awesome.
It's a live fire cooking machine. Let me go back here to my notes. Let's see. Oh, I told you about my epic fail this week on pickles. You know, pickles. David, do you do pickles?
Yeah.
You make them yourself? Cameron, have you delved into the pickle industry yet?
I have not. I just buy my pickles.
Well, Pete found this easy pickle recipe when he was scrolling through Facebook the other day, and he sent it to me. It was a cup of hot honey, a cup of vinegar, 2 teaspoons of garlic, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and a little pinch of salt. And you mix it up. You slice up your cucumbers, and you put them in a jar. Okay? And then you pour the concoction in over them. You put the top on the jar, put them in the refrigerator for a couple days, and then you eat them. Well, I did that just perfect. Went to Publix, grabbed me 7 cucumbers, and I brought them home, cut them up, put them in the jars, got the concoction, mixed it up, put it in there. Next morning, my friend David Roberts from Ringgold says, Steve, those aren't cucumbers, they're zucchinis. So I they look
They'll
just
still
like
be good. I maintain they'll still be good. I
tasted them. I tasted them, David. They're good. They're good. But, and then a friend of mine from Knoxville, she said the same thing. Steve, those are zucchinis. And then I said, well, I don't know my vegetables. And then somebody chimed in and said, it's not a vegetable, it's a fruit. So here we go with the idiot pickle maker. That's me. But I'm going to buy cucumbers tomorrow, and I'm going to get it right. So
in the meantime,
never give up.
By mistake.
If in the meantime, if you're interested in some pickled zucchini, I'm your guy. I'm your man. Just come by the station.
They're going to be fantastic.
Hey, I tasted them. They're good. They're good. I couldn't tell if somebody didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known the difference. But the only difference I can tell is the zucchini seeds aren't as big as the cucumber seeds when you slice them up. And the other fact that they're not cucumbers.
Less water in zucchini as well. So I think might even take that marinade a bit better because they're a bit meatier. Cucumbers got so much water in.
Hey, that guy you're hearing is Chef David Hussey, and David owns the Steel Pioneer Fire Cooking in Trenton, Georgia, and he is nice enough to grant us his presence. David, I came across your feed on Facebook, and I thought, what a great idea, and I reached out to you. Couldn't believe that you were able to join us this Tuesday night. And let's just go over a few. I've got some pictures, and then we'll get on here with some questions. Hi, Steve Davidson. Hello to you too. Let me get up here to the pictures. This is a very, very unique. Here's your pizza oven. Let's talk about that pizza oven a little bit.
Yeah. So I have a wood-fired oven. I do a pizza class once a month, but I do use it for a bunch of other stuff as well. I'm trying to use it interchangeably as for all oven things that you would cook in a regular oven. So a part of my classes, if something you would need to put in an oven, and like if you're usually doing it on a grill, you might do it in, say, a Dutch oven. I'm trying to utilize the wood-fired oven so people can get some experience with that. Obviously, the temperature differences are huge from like a pizza to roasting a chicken. So like you have to really be mindful of the time it takes to heat up and then cool down again. But yeah, it's great. I mean, I have the wood-fired oven. I have fire pits, these Barley 47-inch movable fire pits. I have 4 of those. And then I have a big Argentinian barbecue.
Yeah, there you go.
Gosh, those are so cool.
Yeah, this area is undercover as well. So I'm okay for all weathers. So I have another structure that I've built over this, so it's open-sided again. But yeah,
David, are those old country pit grills?
They're Barley.
Barley, okay.
BALI make.
Okay.
There's kind of a bunch of companies that make a very similar product. The Barley one I really like, and then I like them because they're movable. And they're great. They kind of have that kind of edge to them. So when I'm teaching people, I mean, a lot of people who come to my classes have never even made a fire, let alone cooked on a fire before, and let alone cooked like a chef on a fire. So I do a lot. Those barbecues make it really easy for people to make it really easy for people to transition into that.
Now look at that. Yeah,
I teach.
He couldn't
part of the classes. I teach traditional fire lighting techniques as well. So that picture before was a lady. So I teach with the fire steel and also with a piece of flint and a metal striker. With an iron striker. So I teach people how to I think it was the one with the lady.
Yeah, so
she's lighting a fire with the fire steel. So,
I saw a video of that. That's really cool that you're teaching that. I love that.
Yeah, it's just a kind of little icebreaker at the beginning of each class. I kind of demonstrate those 2 techniques, and then everyone has a go. And I've had everyone from kind of 70-year-olds to 8-year-olds lighting fires using those techniques, because a lot of people have seen them on shows like Alone, and like bushcraft and survival is something I grew up doing, so that was like something I've always been interested in. So like I thought maybe I'll put that into the class, and it's been a real hit, so I've kind of kept it.
Yeah. Well, and it's such a cool conversation piece. I mean, like we go camping all the time, and like whenever we've got, some folks around, especially people who don't camp very often, pull out the starter there, and it's just something like, wait a minute, what did you do? It's such a cool thing. It's a flex, really, if you can start a fire.
For sure, yeah. My wife's got friends who still say to her, like, do you remember that time when Chef David lit a fire with his bare hands? That's because that's what they think I'm doing. Yeah, that's
I'm assuming that's Mrs. Live Fire right there.
Yeah, that's my wife, Julie. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Give us a little bit of your background first before the live fire thing.
Okay, so I've been a chef for 33 years this year. I started off in restaurants and fine dining in the UK, and then I worked all over the world. I worked in Australia. I moved to the corporate world after that, and I worked in London for like big investment banks and for like the corporate world as a chef. And and then kind of got a little bit burnt out working in the corporate world. So I went and worked in Asia for a while. I moved to Cambodia for nearly 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
And was doing some volunteering and working out there, and I ended up doing some chefing out there, which was cool. And then I went to Beijing, and it's where I met my wife, because my wife's a journalist, and she was working for a US newspaper in Beijing, and I had a chef's job in Beijing. We met internet dating in Beijing. She's American. Awesome. She's American. I was Chinese. Oh, sorry, I'm not Chinese.
Other way around.
I'm English. And we met in China, and it was just before COVID. So we both had to come back to our own countries due to COVID, and then had a horrible long distance COVID relationship, which I don't recommend to anyone.
Now, where was your home at this point?
I was back in the UK, so I was in Sheffield, which is in the north of the UK, which is the north of the UK is kind of like the south of America. I kind of say it's like a little bit more kind of country and a little bit wilder. If anyone's seen the show Game of Thrones, everyone from the north in Game of Thrones that's based on where I'm from.
Nice.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah, and then I managed to get a sponsored work visa to come to the US, and I had a big corporate job in New York City for 2 years, which I really didn't want to do, but it was the only way I could be with my wife. So, like, I came and I worked in New York for 2 years. Not like it, but like it was a definite a means to an end, and then eventually got my green card, and moved to Dade County, Georgia, and set up a fire cooking school. So
So now, was your wife? Was she working for the New York Times?
She worked for the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
Oh wow.
All right.
For 10 years, and she's recently changed jobs, and she now works for a company called Trade-Offs. It's a health podcast. So she's a journalist and editor for a health podcast.
Oh,
very cool.
So she writes about health. She basically writes about health, U.S. health.
Well, that's all right. So, what made you pick Dade County? I mean, from Australia. I mean, did you meet that guy hold on a minute? Did you meet the guy in Australia that has a restaurant that just cooks on live fire, and that's all?
I have not, but because when I was in Australia in 2002, he was probably in high school then. I'm thinking a bit older, so I was in my early mid-20s when I worked in Australia.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I know him. Is it Terra Firma? Is that the guy? It's an Australian.
Yeah,
a couple of really cool Australian fire cooking.
I saw it on Netflix. He was on one of the chef series on Netflix.
Oh, the Francis Malman is a very good big inspiration of mine.
That's the guy. That's the
Patagonia.
Guy. Yeah. Oh no, you're right. The Patagonia guy was on the same. That's right. He was on the same series, but then this guy in Australia was also on the series.
wow. Yeah, that chef program's really
Yeah,
cool.
but it doesn't matter. We can't keep up with all the chefs.
Yeah, there's so much of it.
But there's so many of y'all.
But how did I pick Dade County? Well,
Yeah.
we were looking for somewhere we liked town. Basically, I came up with this idea when we were on a hiking trip in Utah. We had hired a camper van and we were driving between the national parks in Utah. And I was doing this job that I hated. And I was like, I really want to do something different with the next stage of my career. And I want to be outside. I want to have more connection with food and people. And so I kind of came up with this concept of a fire cooking school. And then we were like, where should we do it? And we were looking for somewhere which had a longer warm season, like the weather was suitable. My wife was a big hiker, so she wanted somewhere with great hiking. And we kind of came to Chattanooga on a trip just to see whether we liked it or not, and really enjoyed it. And then we almost came back like a month later and started like aggressively looking for places to live. And we were looking kind of like, we did look in Ottawa where you guys are, Ringgold kind of area, but it was difficult to find the property and the house kind of within our budget. Mm-hmm. And then I found Dade County. We were seeing stuff with a realtor, and I found Dade County on Zillow, and I was like, oh, there's some really nice properties here. Can you take me to look at these? And the realtor brought us, this is the property we're at now is the first one he took us to. And I was like, this is the place. It's like perfect.
Well, you couldn't have settled in a prettier area. Dade County, North Georgia is fantastic. So
it's beautiful.
So y'all just kind of just put your finger on a map and said, let's go there and check it out.
Well, she loved the Smoky Mountains. So that's kind of area like Tennessee, Georgia kind of area. She really enjoyed the hike. She's like the Appalachian Trail. There's just a bunch of things around here that ticks a lot of boxes for us, I think.
Yeah. Perry Collins checking in. Mark Ellis checking in. Hello, Mark. Steve DeFazio, your guy. Cameron.
Oh yeah. Steve, what's up, man?
Steve, you stay tuned. We got a picture of your pizza coming up a while after we finish talking with David Hussey. We were talking with David Hussey. He is the owner of Steel Pioneer Cooking in Trenton, Georgia. He has an outdoor cooking school. And I want to talk a little bit about David. I want to talk a little bit about the live fire cooking industry, because right now it is on fire. This has become a trend in the barbecue circles that we travel, so much that this year at Memphis in May, there's going to be a live fire barbecue, if you may, cooking contest that's going to run parallel with the Memphis in May traditional type of barbecue. I don't know if you knew that or not, but there's a very big interest in doing what you do now. And what made you, what was it that piqued your interest in the live fire cooking? Where were you at when you saw this? And then, what was the inspiration?
I think a combination of things. I think I grew up, like I said before, I grew up really into kind of like bushcraft and survival and doing those things as a kid. I would sleep out in the woods. I did a bunch of courses on kind of bushcraft. I did a week-long Arctic survival course in northern Sweden, living in snow holes, and cooking food out there. And I was obviously a chef as well, so I would always try and elevate the food experience while I was doing it. So if we could be like hammock camping in the snow, and I'd want to kind of like bring a rabbit and do something with it, and just kind of like make that experience like foodie. And I don't know, it's just kind of like it came to me. And I mean, I know I know it's popular as well, and I knew it's getting more exposure on social media, on TV shows, like we were just saying. And I thought, well, this is something that's like passion. my main drive was that I didn't want to be working in a room with no windows for 15 hours a day, which is what I've been doing for most of my career. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to live somewhere where there was a community, where there's local. All my produce is from local farms. All my meat is from places within a 20-minute drive from where I live. Mm-hmm. So I wanted that connection again, and to work with people. I got very high up in my industry, and you do less and less cooking, and I wanted to cook with people again.
Probably becomes more management than cooking then at that point, right?
Yeah, it is. It's like it basically is. I mean, people want you to have that background, but then you never get to do actually any hands-on. I mean, I used to compete a lot as a chef, not in live fire cooking, but just general cooking competitions. It was a big thing I did for many years. So I'm curious as to the live fire cooking competitions. I mean, it's interesting to me. The whole barbecue world is new to. I mean, I always like to stress to people, I have not moved to the South to open a barbecue school. I know nothing about barbecue or anything like that. I'm an open book. I'm really wanting to learn, but like I'm a live fire. I teach people to cook like a chef on the live fire. So it's like that's my style. It's not barbecue.
So when people come down, do you talk about food first, or do you talk about a fire first? Because I'm assuming I am no great fire builder, but I am acquainted with a great fire builder, Aaron Franklin, down in Austin, Texas, at Franklin Barbecue. He's a fire building geek. I don't know him, but I've seen his videos, and he is all about the fire, burning a clean fire. Do you get into that?
So I do get, I mean, every class, because all my classes are different, and every class requires a different kind of fire. So I do like a spatchcock chicken and a risotto class. So people are they're spatchcocking a chicken, and they're cooking it on the fire, and they're making a risotto with it. And some of the stuff for the risotto, they might char on the fire as well. But that requires fires of different temperatures to be running at the same time. So I do go into the detail of that bit, and I also go into the fire building theory, and like how I say to people, like how you build a fire to maximize your coals in the quickest amount of time possible. Because I mean, if making a fire for camping out is very different to making a fire to effectively cook on. But what I don't want to do is blind, because like I said, most people have never made a fire, let alone cooked on a fire. So I don't want to freak people out with like too much information.
Yeah, so I would have no idea how to build a fire to cook on. I just learned, I just build a fire and throw the hot dogs on a stick and make them
But I do. I mean, as part of my job is to make sure that people's fires are being managed correctly, and I'm helping them during the process. I don't just kind of like let them. There's a lot of kind of hands-on management of the fires by me, because people take it seriously in different degrees. Like some people just want to hang out and like have a date night, and some people are really into the whole process. So like you can kind of like adjust the class for those people based on that, really.
David, are you doing any of the Iron Cross cooking?
It's funny you say that. The Argentinian barbecue I just got, it's a big one, and it's got an Iron Cross on it, and I haven't used it yet. So I want to do an asado as well. Like this summer, I think one of the Iron Root Pastures, which is one of my it's a pork and poultry farm in Rising Fawn, Georgia. They have amazing Mangalitsa pigs there, and it's family run. And I'm gonna get a small pig off them, or half a pig, and do an asado in the summer, I think, or late spring. I'm really keen to do some on the ground cooking, because at the moment all my cooking is either on a fire pit or on the grill or in the wood fired oven. So I'm keen to kind of like have a good area where I can do some of those like on the ground cookings.
Yeah. Now on your Argentine grill, is yours the type that you build the fire over here on the left side?
Yeah.
You shovel the coals. That is,
Yeah.
to me,
And
that is.
it has a wheel you
Yeah.
crank, and it rises up and down. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that is such old school. That's how they used to do hogs here in the South. They'd burn, they have a burn barrel sitting right next to the, right next to the hog cooker, the center block hog cooker, and they shovel coals into it. I'm sure you've seen it on television. We all have. Yeah. And it's a fascinating way to cook. It's very, what you do, and is a very, very hands-on, labor-intensive way to cook, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally is. I mean, a lot of people come to me who cook with coals. I'm like, coals are great, but coals are kind of like, once they're hot, they stay hot for quite a while. You can cook on them for quite a while, whereas a fire will continually get cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just leave it. You can't. It requires management, and it requires like this kind of an understanding of what's going on and like how to feed it, and like if you want your fire to be a little hot but not too much hot, how much wood, what size piece of wood you should put on, and when and how you should move your coals around. It's kind of like an art. It's kind of like an art.
Yes. I was there's a fellow here in Chattanooga. He works with Myron Mixon on Myron Mixon's barbecue team. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I have, yeah.
He is Myron's. I call it the fireman. He's the fire guy. And Tej, what he was telling me one time, the way I bought a cooker, the same kind that they cook on, and they cut their wood into different lengths. So when he wants, 20 more degrees, he's got a 20-degree log. If he wants 50 degrees, he got a 50-degree log. He's been doing it so long, it's an exact science to him. And of course,
I split mine for like in a number of like in maybe 4 or 5 different sizes, depending. Mm-hmm. And like the worst thing people can do, one of the early classes I did, I had to, a guy put his fire was not hot enough, and he just came while I was in the kitchen, because I have a kitchen. I converted our walkout basement to a preparation kitchen. So I have all the food preparation is inside and all the cooking is outside. So I was inside demonstrating, I don't know, spatchcocking a chicken or something. And this guy, his fire was dying down. So he just went and got the biggest logs. They're like quarter split logs, and just put put 2 or 3 of those on. And it was just out. This fire was out. And I was like, dude, you have to start with you have to grade up to that. And if you want a little bit more heat, you add a smaller piece of wood, because that's going to catch quicker. And like, there's a whole kind of like, the sizing is very important.
Well, he didn't, he obviously he didn't know. So
yeah, for sure.
So that's why he's at your school, so you could tell.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Fire building, it is an art, and I would love to learn how to build a real fire to be able to cook over, instead of I can build offset fires, but something that what you're doing is
you have to come to a class.
I will. Tell me about the classes. How do people sign up? What is the cost of these classes, and what types of classes do you offer?
So if you go to www.steelpioneerfirecooking.com, that has all my scheduled classes, and that's where you also can sign up. I schedule my classes 2 months ahead, so I don't do further than that. And they change every week. So I do everything from like an Argentinian barbecue class with tomahawk steaks to a paella class on the fire. I do the spatchcock chicken risotto class, Korean barbecue with whole pork tenderloins on the fire. And
that one caught my eye.
Yeah. Just like there's a bunch of different ones. I'm also doing some things like sausage making classes, which are obviously not on the fire, but it's like adjacent, and like knife skills class. I think I've got some ideas to do some like a couple of 2-day classes. I want to do like a 2-day kind of like fire master class where it's like people can come and spend 2 days and we can do some longer cook stuff, and I can teach them to use the oven, because for an oven based class I have to have started working on that way before people come in. But
where would they sleep? Are you gonna let them camp out?
Yeah, I mean, people can come. We have 7 acres. People can camp. We don't have any facilities apart from a bathroom, but it's not something we offer as like standard right now. But
not yet.
Not yet. I mean, we have a barn as well, which we do. We have a 120-year-old barn on our property, which we've been doing some work on. So maybe in the future. But so yeah, when people are you cooking any meat in that pizza oven, or any bread or anything? Yeah, so I do cook meat in the pizza oven, and vegetables and stuff. I haven't mastered. I do make sourdough bread for every class. So if I'll break down how the classes work. So the classes are titled with the main elements of the class, which is what people will prepare in the class, and that's the title of the class. So it might be like a rosemary and garlic spatchcock chicken with a wild mushroom risotto, asparagus with a citrus dressing. So it's like that's the menu that you would cook. And then I prepare other sides and stuff to go with that, and the dessert, and also my own signature sourdough bread and homemade butter. And then also I make my own peach kombucha, and that's like all part. And then everyone sits down as a group at the end, and I put out a family style served buffet, and people eat the food that they've made and the food it's like a curated experience. So they're eating a combination of the food to make it like a chef experience, because I want it to be like, I don't want people to think, oh, it's just like cooking on cast iron with my grandma. It's like, this is kind of an elevated experience. And the costing wise, the prices are different depending on the class. The cheapest class is the pizza class, which is about $55 a person, and the most expensive class is tomahawk steak, which is $130 a person.
And I can see here that's a 4-hour class. Like, I feel like that's an amazing value for that.
Yeah, it's a great deal. I mean, what I wanted is to not be kind of like, I want to give people a fancy experience, but I wanted to make it open to everyone.
Yeah.
So, or not, it's not open to it. I mean, it's still expensive for a lot of people, but I wanted to make it accessible for people. Like, if you've got a fire pit in your backyard, I want to teach you how you can like up your game and like use your fire pit at home to cook like this. It's like, I don't like, even when I'm talking about wood, like I use red oak mainly to cook with. It's my favorite of the woods around here to do the live fire cooking. But I say to people, just as long as it's a hardwood, I don't want people to be like, oh, I went to like Chef David's class, but I can't get this like really specific wood he says I should use. So it stops me from trying to cook a chicken on my fire pit.
I couldn't find any hardwood, so I broke up the end table. But it just doesn't taste quite the same.
Yeah. I chopped up that rotten log out back, and it just tasted weird.
You know, the siding on your house, even though it's wood, just doesn't do the trick. David, it's a fantastic idea, and what a fun idea. I know my daughter took a class locally in downtown at, I think, the Sweet and Savory. This couple has an indoor cooking class, and she really enjoyed that. And something like this, though, for a couple, and if you've got an outdoor grill, because I do believe that is the next progression of what I do, is selling barbecue supplies. That's the next thing coming in the next coming years, will be the live fire cooking. I've already got Cameron hooked on it. I sell a lot of barrels, and you cook right over the charcoals. It's it's the oldest style cooking.
I just saw those in the advertisement. And I was like, oh, I want to get me another method of cooking. That's what I need.
Well, those barrels they're very affordable, and they're very very easy to use.
Deceivingly easy. Like I was
Yeah.
scared to death when I got my first Badger barrel, and man, it is just about set it and forget it, which is just crazy. The science of it is astonishing to me.
Yeah, there's no there's not even a thermometer on the grills. They just run. When you set it up right, it just runs. It's fantastic. You'll have to come out to the gas station sometime, and I'll show you how it works.
Sure.
You'd really enjoy that. You'd enjoy the store too. We got a lot.
I would love to come down.
Cool.
We got a lot of neat stuff that you could look at and probably use at your school, and different rubs and sauces and things of that sort, different charcoals and all kinds of fun like that. Do you use any charcoal to start the fires, or is it just all starting the fires with?
I use fatwood.
Yeah.
And split kit. Like, so part of our classes, we took down a big red oak last year on our property, and I collected a load of our neighbors thought I was crazy because I was collecting all the kindling off of the oaks. I split all the main wood with the chainsaw, and I was keeping all the small stuff as well. And now, as part of the class, I bring people down to the barn, take them into the barn, and it's stacked up in grades, and people have like a wood carrier, and they pick their kindling and they take that back up, and then we light the fire with the fat wood and the kindling, and then I split I've got various grades that we move up from there. So
I always started my fire in the pizza oven with fat wood.
Yeah.
And I made sure that I didn't cook over it. I made sure it burned all out before I would start cooking.
Yeah.
But it's a great, easy way to get a fire going in a pizza oven, I thought.
It's good. I mean, I like it because it's a natural fire lighter, and it's and it's kind of very accessible to people around here. I think I used it a lot back in the UK, and it's like a specialized product, whereas here you can buy it in like the food city. It's everywhere.
Well, David, I predict by next at the end of the summer, maybe going into the fall, I can imagine going down there and seeing a 10-foot fire with these big iron crosses with a 130-pound hog strapped to it, and maybe a calf or something going, really getting into this stuff, because that, and the thing about it is, if you've never tasted food cooked over a fire, close to the fire, whether it be an Argentinian grill, a grill, a grill like that, where it is so close to the heat and so close to the fire, that it is an art to get the inside cooked first and then the outside seared, because if you do it backwards, the outside's cooked to a crisp and the inside's rare. So
I mean, I did a Friendsgiving class in November, and we did a 20-pound spatchcock turkey on one of those grills, and I was worried because I hadn't done it. Like normally with my classes, I've done it already. Obviously, I've cooked that dish before, so I know how it works. But I went in just like cold with let's do the 20-pound turkey, and I was like, how long is this going to take? And 2.5 hours spatchcock turkey on those fires, but it was so good. The flavor was just
20-pound turkey is huge.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
That's a big bird. But Dave, we wish you all the luck, and thank you so much for being with us on such short notice. And if you're interested, go to stillpioneerfirecooking.com or just Google Still Pioneer Fire Cooking, and David's website will pop right up, and you can register for his classes. If you've got more questions, his email address is on there. His telephone number,
on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. And tell me how your search for a social media consultant is going. I know it's
ongoing.
Yeah,
I got kind of bombarded with people, and I've actually got a friend of my wife's who's going to help me to of what questions I need to ask to make sure I'm getting the right thing.
Yeah, well, if you made a post just saying, hey, I need a social media expert, good luck. You're going to get you're getting 900,000 requests in
pretty much, yeah.
Well, David, whoever told you to put it on Facebook, it worked, because I saw it. It came across my feed, and I was beyond excited when I saw it. I thought this is the neatest thing that we've had in this area in a long, long time. And I had no idea you've been doing it since last July. So this isn't something that you're going to be a guinea pig if you go down there and take it. David's been doing this now for over a half of a year. And obviously he's got chef skills. So, I mean, this isn't his first rodeo.
Yeah, I mean, when I was like researching your website and all that stuff, I was telling my wife, I was like, get ready, because I'm going to be booking one of these classes, and I know my followers would love to see that kind of thing anyway. So yeah, I definitely.
I also do a class once a month at Quail Run Farm. If anyone knows that. Yeah, so I use their produce, and like they've bought a couple of those grills, and we've got a ribeye class coming up on the 21st of February. It's a lunchtime class. So it's just kind of people go on their beautiful farm. Don't know if you've been to Quail Run Farm. It's on like Highway 11 coming into Chattanooga. And they've just got a beautiful farm. And using all their produce, doing what I do, but using all their produce. So that's a cool thing as well.
That's awesome. The area you live in is beautiful. You can run up at the Sand Mountain, even go. There's a little grocery store.
Yeah, we're on Sand Mountain. That's where our property is, on Sand Mountain.
There's a little store. I can't remember the name of the store, but there's a little store up there that sells some of the best sausage I've ever had. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Dobbins.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah.
Dobbins. Yeah.
Nice folks up there. I've made that pilgrimage one time. So it's quite the place. David, can you be kind enough to stick with us?
Of
and
course,
we'll let Cameron do his thing. Cameron is, well, I'll tell you what, I don't have to introduce Cameron. I'll let him do all the introductions himself. We'll just start right now.
It's time for the Dad Bod Restaurant Review. Did Cam eat at your place? Let's find out with Cameron Parker.
All right, Cam. This week, Cam has he did a list of his favorite restaurants in the area. First thing he did. Since we left
some favorites. I couldn't fit everybody. I mean, but yeah, some of my top ones.
He did a snowfall video, which was very sarcastic. Dave's hot chicken with his wife, and we're going to bust your chops on this one.
Go for it.
Hang loose. Ichiran ramen noodles with a cool bowl that I thought was broken. I didn't know that's what it is. The Odd Story Brewery. With the anomaly smash burger and fries, kind of a weird burger, but I believe it tasted pretty good. And the carnitas Carmelita, what a surprise there. And then I caught the Highway 58 review, Cam.
That's a repost, because I'm catching up my Facebook and Instagram with a lot of the TikTok stuff that I've done in the past.
All right. We're gonna start out. We're gonna start out first with the Dave's hot chicken review.
Yeah.
Now, David, what Cameron did on his, I don't know if you can follow him on TikTok. He's very, very entertaining. And like I found you, his feed came across my Facebook page, and I thought this guy is wonderful. He's funny. He's articulate. He's obviously knowledgeable. He's got it all going for him. However, he is a first-class wussy when it comes to heat. So
I don't like hot stuff, man.
So he was going to do Dave's hot chicken.
Oh, no. I was never going to do Dave's hot chicken.
No, that's what I'm saying. So what he did, instead of being a stand-up guy and say, I can't handle this, he faked being sick that morning.
Oh, fake.
He faked that he was sick. And then he sent his wife Mariah out to do the review. And don't you deny that, Cameron.
I was not faking. My insides were turned out. I don't know what was going on.
Because Pete was watching that video. He was sitting there and he looks at me and he goes, "That's bullshit." He goes, "I'm just gonna tell you." He goes, "He isn't sick. He just doesn't want to taste that hot chicken."
No, look, I got plenty of other restaurants I can go to. I don't have to go to Dave's.
But Dave, let me let Cam tell the story on. Tell me the story about Dave's hot chicken.
Yeah. So, and for starters, David. So, number one, I'm not a chef. I'm not a food critic. I'm just a dude in a truck that films myself eating. That's all. I'm just a random guy that likes to eat and likes eating out. So that's my credentials, so to speak. with what we're doing here. But anyway, so yeah, just woke up middle of the night, just not feeling good at all. Like called out to work, and I'm laying there in bed, probably mid morning, and I'm just, my wife just kind of out of nowhere, because like she doesn't do social media like at all. Like she's thought about it and everything, but she goes, "Hey, what if I did the review for you today?" And I said, "You know what? I love that idea. I think it's a great idea." And I said, "Now here's the deal though. When you get going, I want you to just go. You press record and you just go. I'll edit it. You just like don't cut anything. Like I want to see it all, and I'm going to put it together." And man, she did a great job. And little did I know she was going to go for like the hottest one they've got there. That she's got the Reaper one, right? She had to sign a waiver to even buy it. Like, and I'm just like, that's so stupid to me. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I don't like, let me bite this. Ow, that hurts. Give me more. None of that makes any sense to me. So all you guys that like all this hot stuff and think that I'm a pansy, I think you're an idiot. Like that's
how did your wife like it? Did she like the spice?
So she said, she got the regular hot bites and she said those were good, but the Reaper tender didn't taste good at all. It was just hot for the sake of being hot. And, that's something that I've noticed, like in talking to people and watching hot stuff, you lose flavor and then it's just hot to be hot. Right. And I just don't understand the point in that. Like if I gotta work to like something, I don't feel like it's good, No. But yeah, she handled it.
She was tough on him too. I think she gave him
a 4 on the Reaper. Yeah, a 4 on the Reaper and a 7, I think, on the hot bites.
She's tough.
Yeah, and
go ahead, finish up.
Yeah, just like she took it like a champ on camera, but trust me, she felt that chicken all day.
All right, here
seriously, Cameron, a 4.2.
Now here you go. This was
gotta get off of this AI stuff.
This was I know I'm addicted. This is Carnitas Carmelita.
Yeah.
And they got a 4.2. Now that's not much higher than the Burger King SpongeBob.
It's out of 10 or 5. So is this out of 10 or 5?
It's out of 10. Out of 10. Oh, wow. Yeah. So and what was so disappointing about this video is
it was a nice 4.2 though. It's not a mean 4.2.
Yeah, I mean, I always try to be very respectful as best I can, except for Burger King. I just slammed them a new one. Didn't care. But so the whole thing was I'm thinking all day, and like I've started going I got so many recommendations from people around Chattanooga, and I'm going to the places that everybody already knows about, right? Everybody knows Main Street Meats and Tremont Tavern and, all those places super popular. They're all new to me, but for the Chattanooga area, everybody knows about those. So I started thinking, and I'm like, I want to get back to kind of why I started this, which is discovery. So going down the road, I see this little small Mexican food shack, right? I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Here's the discovery element. Taco was okay, but I really wanted the quesadilla. And then I look at the quesadilla and the cheese isn't melted. Like hardly at all. And it just fell flat. And I'm just like, well, not every discovery can be a good one, I guess, but we're trying. That's the whole point. And I've said this several times. There are enough restaurants in Hamilton County alone to eat at a different place every single day for over 3 years. So, explore, find the little place. Like everybody knows about the big ones. Find the little spot. That one didn't go so hot, but a lot of them do go very well.
Tell us about Eggs Up Grill up in Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
That was a nice video.
Yeah, that's a really good brunch right there. When I did Golden Yolk, it started its own little brunch war in Cleveland of, Golden Yolk's better than Eggs Up Grill and vice versa. So I had to go check it out for myself. And Eggs Up was great. Really good eggs Benedict. People don't really realize the difficulty in doing a good poached egg. That's something, tough. At least it looked tough when I watched, Julia Childs trying to do it in the movie. But it's it was good. It was very good. And they let me try some of their donuts, which are not like traditional donuts. They're kind of a croissant style donut. So they're very crispy and flaky, buttery. Oh, donuts were amazing. I'm talking top tier. So yeah, loved everything about them. We had a lot of different foods there, but overall experience, the restaurant, the atmosphere, the owners who I met are fantastic. 10 out of 10 across the board for them.
David, have you done any breakfast classes on the Live Fire platform?
I haven't, no, but I would love to. I mean, I do private chef work as well, and I do a smoked butter béarnaise sauce.
Oh yeah,
where I make like for people that don't know a bit what béarnaise is, like a hollandaise with tarragon herb in it. So I smoke my own butter and then make the hollandaise sauce, and then add the tarragon, and serving that with steaks is great. That's been But I would, I mean, I do breakfast on the fire would be a fun one. I think a lot of the time when people are camping, they want those kind of like interesting ideas for something to do for breakfast. So
I think cooking in pans over a live fire would be a unique experience too.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of cast iron. I mean, I'm 20 minutes from the Lodge factory, so that's pretty cool. And I have a bunch of cast iron which I use for various classes. I do an Indian class. I do like Indian food, and we make chapatis on the fire. I have like a big cast iron plate, and we make fresh Indian flatbreads, chapatis, and like do a tandoori chicken, and make smoked pilau rice. It's the Indian classes are fun.
Heck yeah.
Tell me about Odd Story Brewery, Cameron.
Yeah.
That burger looked. I mean, the meat part of it looked good, but it did look like a flying saucer.
Yeah, it was something a little bit different for sure. I actually want to pull it up here so that I can accurately say what all was.
Was that a pretzel roll that it was on?
Actually, let's see. That it was, because I don't want to get this one wrong. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, so yes, it is a pretzel bun. So it's a double patty with Swiss béarnaise sauce, which I had my little dad joke in there that I thought was pretty funny. I mean, I said, it's a béarnaise sauce, as everybody knows, is mayonnaise made exclusively from bears. Come on. It's got caramelized onions, bib lettuce, tomato, cornichon relish. I don't know what that is.
Cornichons are like little pickles.
Okay, so then that explains what I was looking at in there, because like I was looking at one part inside and I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I mean,
or little zucchinis, the little zucchinis,
yeah. And it's on a pretzel bun. The flavor was good, but it was incredibly messy. I mean, as soon as you go to pick it up, the burger, the patties are sliding out of the bun, like trying to kind of form it, and I'm doing this in my truck. That wasn't super fun. And like, dude, literally, as soon as I took the first bite, the thing about the pretzel bun with that kind of setup, with it's so saucy and everything, the bun is firmer, right? So you bite down and you're pressing through and you're squeezing the meat out the back. So like the first bite like got very little meat in it, and the meat's twice as big as the bun. And so like, I literally took one bite and the whole thing is just like, I ended up just pulling it apart and eating it with my hand. I did a deconstructed.
Me and my wife have this debate constantly, because my wife's really into a good burger, and like whether we prefer the kind of like thick, tall burger where you choose how you have it cooked, or whether you prefer like the smash burger style. So what's your do you have a preference, or do you like them both? Or?
That's a big we've had a big debate here several times on the show. Me personally, I love a smash burger. Like that's kind of my I like the crispy edge, and I don't feel like they should be judged equally. A smash burger and a traditional burger to me are two different food groups. Like that's not even comparable. So
I'm in the George Moats class of smash burgers. I want mine. Okay. I want mine really authentic. 2 ounces, salt, onions, press, and make it simple.
And
you're going to grow some mutton chops. Too. Are you going to grow some of his mutton chops?
No, no, I'm not going to give it. He does look a little bit like Elvis.
Yeah. Odd Story was pretty good. I'd definitely go back again. They've got several other burgers that I do want to try.
let's give a shout out to Highway 58 Barbecue, because I know you sampled the ribs, and what you said about the ribs to me in barbecue is, a fall off the bone rib is just overcooked. Anybody can do a fall off the bone rib and say it's delicious, and it is delicious, but it's overcooked. And explain how they did theirs that made it just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, and in real life experience, right? So I had Jordan's barbecue in Cleveland, and theirs was fall off the bone. It's the two different varieties there. I mean, you pick up the bone, meat stays on the tray, but I didn't care for that as much because it really felt like it was lacking that flavor. And immediately you guys said, yeah, they cooked the flavor out of it, right? It's just it's just way overcooked. So at Highway 58, theirs I felt like was perfect. You bite down on it, you give it a little tug, and you get a clean pull away from the bone. But your comment actually to me made the most sense. It's like an apple bite.
Yeah.
It's a crisp and clean bite that's effortless, right? Just a tiny little tug.
You get that little bit of crunch on the bark on the top.
Yeah.
It's on your tongue. It's velvety smooth.
Yep.
That's
the texture of their rib was fantastic. Another person that does a great rib is Brandon Moore. At Bird Brazzi.
Bird Brazzi,
yeah. His ribs are fantastic, So, but Highway 58 is solid barbecue.
Yeah, well, good for them. I was glad you posted that video again. That you had a big week. Of course, you went to the Japanese restaurant or Japanese store in Hickson. Gave them a plug. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. That's like my favorite. Around. Yeah, that's my favorite store around. And, on Facebook and Instagram over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a lot more posting as I, bring some of my TikTok content over into those platforms. And
the Ichiran ramen noodles from Japan, I guess you ordered them from Japan.
Well, actually, so those are on the TikTok shop. Because I do some affiliate stuff for TikTok shop. And so I got those noodles just because Ichiran in Tokyo was like my favorite ramen, the best ramen I've ever had in my life. And so when I saw that this is, some of theirs, which I'm not sure if it's exactly theirs or just modeled after theirs, damn it was close. It was really, really good. $32, and you get a box that has 5 servings. They separate out the noodles. Mm-hmm. And their broth was, spot on what I had in Tokyo. Cutting up some pork, put some green onions on there and a couple of eggs, and man, you have Ichiran in your home ready to go. I loved it, and I hope more people try it because it's top-notch package ramen.
Well, I did those ramen Sunday, and I went on your suggestion, and I did 4 minutes in boiling water. They came out perfect. I couldn't believe how quick they cooked.
It's so fast, and different pack ramen noodles will have different cook times, but 3 to 4 minutes is typically your standard, except for like a Szechuan noodle, like the ones I have from Fly by Jing. They're 6 minutes, and theirs come out perfect. And then these from Ichiran, they're only 2.5 minutes, and they're done, ready to roll. And
we're sitting here talking about ramen noodles in front of a guy that has cooked in Cambodia.
Exactly.
So, I'm sure we're really impressing you, David.
Have you been to the hand-pulled noodle place?
Ox 2?
Ox 2, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, actually, I have. Their duck is phenomenal. And as a matter of fact, I've got to get it on the schedule with them. They're going to bring me into the kitchen and teach me how to pull noodles. So I'm excited.
I did a course in Beijing on hand-pulled noodles. It was fun. You do a lot of this.
Yeah, I saw. Because you can see behind the glass. You see the guy doing it.
It makes it look easy. It is not easy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like part of a whole new series that I'm about to start for this year. Is I'm going to try to maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, get in with some of these restaurants and different chefs, and they're going to teach me some stuff. Because like my channel started as cooking, smoking meats, grilling, that sort of thing. Now I'm doing mostly, food reviews. And I still cook a lot. But I want to learn how to do all this stuff. Cesario's Pizza is going to teach me how to make a pizza in their kitchen. Going to be at Georgie's. I've already talked with a lot of folks. I've got a new special project coming up for local new entrepreneurs in the food industry here in Chattanooga. That's kind of a top secret thing going right now, but it's going to be a really big project that I work on. So I'm excited about that part. Dude, Steve's got to send me your number as soon as we get done, because you and I got to chat. All right, we got to chat offline because I want to come to your place. I want to hang out with you for a bit too. But I'm going to be. And Steve, Jason, and I got hooked up after the show last week, so I'm going to Gadsden with him and going to stay the night in the trailer with him and everything. We're going to cover the competition in April, so that's a whole other side of what's coming for this year.
Yeah, we used to just do all barbecue, David, but we have expanded our parameters, and I am delving into the Oriental realm of things.
You're not delving, sir. You are head first, and I love it. I mean, you came straight off the diving board and head first into the deep end.
First thing I'm going to have to do is find a class that identifies vegetables.
That'd be a good start.
I'm going to have to learn my zucchinis from my cucumbers, from my squash.
Right.
So that would probably help if I knew what the heck I was buying when I went to the market. So,
definitely a good start.
David, thank you so much. We've got to go. I hope you enjoyed your visit as much as we did having you. And please, everybody, steelpioneerfirecooking.com. That's his website. You can sign up for David's classes there. Once a month, pizza. How many classes? Is it one class a week, David?
I do 2 classes a week, and they're usually the same class repeated. So one at the weekend and then one like midweek.
And what time do they start usually?
During the week, they're usually at 6. It's like a 4 class starts at 6. So I want people to be able to come after work. And at the weekend, it's the pizza classes starts at 2, and the other classes start at 4.
Fantastic.
Like
so he even has them in your work schedule. So
yeah.
By all means, it sounds like a great couples thing to do, or it might even be a swinging singles place. Who knows? You might meet your.
I also do a lot of private classes, so people want to book me with their family for a private class and and pick what class they'd like. I do that as well. So
we might do a co-op with bring you out and have you bring some meat, and we'll fire up the pit barrel. And,
I want to try a pit barrel.
And we'll do
That's what we need to do.
A double like that.
We take some barrels out there and we just collab that thing.
Yeah, that'd be great. We could do
awesome.
that.
That'd be a good
Gentlemen,
time.
thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. You guys are the best. And hope Pete has a good time with his family. And we're going to go over what we do, David. We go over some people send in their food pictures. We have a Facebook page called Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation. And David, you're welcome to post on it anytime. And it's just a kind of a sample of what everybody's doing during the week. Here's this is Rondell Thacker's brisket that he made. Look at that smoke ring. He held that thing at a temperature. He wrapped it, then held it for a long time at 150 degrees. And it turned out just perfect. You can tell that's just pull apart perfect. They did some chicken wings. They look great. Let's see. This is Rondell's. That's his full brisket, right after he wrapped it. And that looks just perfect. Got that nice bark on it. Here's my I went to Main Street Meats this week, David, and got have you been there, David?
I have, yeah. I only went there for a burger, but we went before we went to the movies, I think, and then we didn't have very long. But yeah. That
was a 48-day aged Kansas City strip. Do you know what the difference between a Kansas City strip and a New York strip is? I don't.
I've never heard of a Kansas City strip.
Yeah, this was called a KC strip. I'm assuming it's Kansas City strip. Cam, have you ever? Do you know the difference?
It's got those kernels, herbs, and spices on it.
Give me about 30 seconds here. Let's see.
It looked like it was a little bit wider than a New York strip.
According to a quick search, the Kansas City strip and the New York strip are fundamentally the same cut from the short loin. The only real difference is the Kansas City strip is bone in, while the New York strip is boneless.
Well, it had a little bone on the side. Thank you, Ash Jeeves. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Jason Penley. No, I'm sorry. That's yours, Cam.
Oh yeah,
that's your chicken.
That's my chicken out of that Big Easy that I've got.
Yeah, that's good. Look at that rice. Black rice looks good. Mm-hmm. Use a rice cooker.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the only way. And that's Japanese sushi rice. That's all we've eaten for many, many years. No jasmine in this house.
All right, and here you go. Here's Here is the pizza that Cameron made famous, Stephen DeFazio. DeFazio's Pizza
Such
in
a good
College
pizza.
Dale.
Oh my gosh, such a good pizza.
He's got those Cameron's favorite pepperonis, the little cups that catch the juice. Here's Jason Penley's burger. He did a burger for he and Jill, his bride. And here it is before he put it on the grill. Jason does not leave the rub in the bottle. He believes in put it on that thing. And it looks good. Pete checked in with some beef stew this week. And then and then if that wasn't enough, he backed that up with some chili. Because we have basically, it looks good, because we have basically been trapped inside our homes for 10 days. You know, with the snow last week, then the snow again this past weekend. And the cold temperatures, we've barely had time to get out. And
I made a deer neck stew this week with a deer I harvested this year. It was amazing.
Well, I'm sorry, David.
I made a stew with deer neck.
Oh, okay.
Like a 4-hour slow cook with some root vegetables, and bottle of wine. It was
very nice.
Next level.
Pretty good, huh? You act just like a chef, don't you? And I just want to let everybody know that we are now the newest retailer for Jealous Devil charcoal products at Owl's Nest Barbecue. They will be shipping them out hopefully tomorrow or the next day. We'll be having Jealous Devil charcoal in lump and briquettes and the fire starters. David, we got the bomb. Look up the bomb fire starter from Jealous Devil. You may want to get your hands on some of those ways for starting fires if you ever use charcoal. We've got all that. Good job, everybody, on the Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation page. We appreciate it. Guys, we're going to get out of here. Rondell says that is Brandon Lacey's brisket and my wings. Okay. All right. I thought that was yours, Rondell. You took the picture, but it looked good. Tiffany said, trapped inside our homes. Yes. And Tiffany said earlier, Cameron, she was thrilled to death to meet you. So
yes, Tiffany is just an amazing person. She's over part of Georgie's and everything. And actually, I'm going to be trying out some of her barbecue sauce, the Hillbilly Willie barbecue sauce. Yeah, I'm going to be giving that a try this weekend.
I know that name very, very well. All right, we're going to get out of here. David, thank you. Let's stay in touch.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And we'll get you hooked up on that. We'll get you hooked up on that barrel. And Cameron, yep. I'll probably see you tomorrow when you come by to get the Isaiah one. The Isaiah.
Yeah. I got to swing. By.
All right. Until next Saturday or till next Tuesday, everybody cook out loud.